Are you excited about pot, cannabis, weed, MJ, any of those things becoming legal federally? If you're in solar, you damn well should be. Hey everyone out there, another episode coming to you of Uncensored Solar TV, brought to you by all of us here at Solar Wolf Energy. And we're talking today about, it seems like it's inching closer almost daily. I mean, slowly dragging its way along, but getting progressively closer to the federal government descheduling pot, weed, marijuana, from the federal narcotics list. If this happens, I think a lot of people aren't actually understanding the impact this is going to have on the economy, on solar, on energy storage, renewables, wind, all of it. Can you imagine that if we woke up tomorrow morning and Trump's in front of the White House holding a speech, and, hallelujah, if you're a pot smoker or whatever, congratulations. Now, medical care, HMOs, healthcare companies, medicine companies, biotechs, they're all allowed to prescribe, work with, experiment on MJ. This would be huge. This would cause a huge supply and demand issue. There would be an abundantly overwhelming amount of supply for testing, for case studies, clinicals, all these things, and there wouldn't be enough to be grown. Overnight, it would seem, and of course this is all hypothetical because this is unprecedented, there's no way to know, but overnight it would seem that no matter how much weed was grown in this country, it wouldn't seem like it would be enough. This is where solar and microgrids and energy storage would play an enormous part. I think, quite honestly, the second biggest industry that would benefit, the industry that would benefit the most, from this potentially happening would be energy, right? I mean, it's a fun game to play guess because, again, there's no way to know, right? It just kind of makes sense, it's logic, but again, it's throwing darts at a board. We don't know. That nothing like this has ever potentially happened, and it might not either. That's something to consider too. I think a lot of people, when President Trump took office, thought it would go back the other way, but it seems like it's still getting closer and closer each and every day. And I could be way off, but that's what it seems like in the media, from all the channels, left, right, whatever. That's the way it seems to be pushing. More and more states are allowing this. Now that the Farm Bill passed, we're allowed to grow hemp. I think this is going to end up happening in our lifetimes. I think this is very exciting. I think the amount of industry, the amount of wealth, the amount of jobs created from all of this is going to be almost like an industrial revolution all over again. It's interesting and fun to watch nonetheless, but it's also interesting to think if you're in the energy storage space like we are, if you're in the solar and all this other stuff, it's absolutely imperative that you start to shift your focus and thinking that if this happens, are you ready for it? What could you do? Because that's the way we operate. If this was to happen tomorrow at a 50-state federal level, what would we do, right? So we have a game plan. If you're in this industry, you need to. Thanks for watching another episode of Uncensored Solar TV, brought to you by all of us here at Solar Wolf Energy.